So we should hopefully have a good crowd, and it's just fun to be in Dishwalk in a packed house.
4 games of information. I know first order of business, win the ball games, but how important is it for you and the staff to gather this in-game information you have now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it some of it confirms what we already knew, and then you have other guys that pitch better in the game than they did in practice. Like Dylan Belanis was significantly better this past weekend than he was in the preseason inter squads. But obviously, he had a track record last year. So 4 games doesn't a season make. You got to see it over the course of a good 20, 25 games where you really have a feel for something. But I like the direction we're headed. It's certainly going to be playing a lot better team this weekend, and even as good or better teams next weekend. So just getting ready for conference play.
A lot of buzz about Jonah Williams for a couple reasons. The way he finished last year, obviously a member of the football team, going to get the start at the DH. What are you looking forward to seeing from him?
I just love his competitiveness in the box and the energy he brings, and the buzz in the crowd. Most football fans are baseball fans and vice versa. So I remember his first at bat last year. As soon as he stepped in the on deck circle, you could feel the buzz in the stands of people finally getting to see him do something, and then just look forward to his. He normally puts together really good at bats. So we got to make sure he feels great during this batting practice and moving around well. We're going to go slow with him from a DH standpoint and running bases, and then hopefully we can build him up to where he can get out in the outfield at some point.
Ruben Riojas, second time out, obviously first inning of his first outing of the year, the Friday night start. Maybe that affected a little bit. What are you expecting from him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he walked the leadoff hitter of the season there, and then gave up a single to right field. And maybe had a hit batter or something. I forget what happened. But I didn't think he pitched bad. He just, when you're throwing strikes, sometimes they're going to hit it, and sometimes they're going to hit it, and it falls in. We want the other team swinging. We want them hitting the ball, because if they're doing that, more than likely we're going to win out over time. Just the law of averages in baseball. But he did a great job. It would definitely be awesome to get a 0 in that first inning and give us a chance to score first. But he's a good pitcher, whether he has a good day today or not. He's a good pitcher, and he's going to be a big part of our team this year.
I know Michigan State not only got your attention, but college baseball's attention for what they did at Louisville last weekend. What's kind of the makeup of this team?
Throw a lot of strikes on the mound. They do a really nice job. They have some good arms in the bullpen, a really good lefty in the bullpen, and then super physical. There's some guys in the middle of the order that really hit the ball hard, have some pull side power. Number 2-hole hitter McKay, I really like him as a player. He's kind of an igniter. They'll steal some bases, but for the most part, just a very sound fundamental team, especially on defense, which they played really well defensively, I think, this past weekend, which is surprising, because that's the thing that's toughest to replicate when you're indoors, whether it be a bubble or a gym or whatever. It's the hitting. Those big physical teams are normally ready to go, because they're in the cages all the time, seeing live pitching, a lot of good fastballs out of machines, and they're normally ready to hit. It's the defense that normally takes a while, but Jake Boss is a great coach, and he certainly has them ready to play.
Appreciate your time, Schloss. Good luck today.
All right, thanks.
Longhorns head coach Jim Schlossnagle. It's Texas and Michigan State as Longhorn baseball continues in a moment.
It's a sale. Right now, every service needed for your vehicle is on sale at any of the 3 Leif Johnson Ford locations, Austin, Manor, and Buda. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, and alignments. You name it. Any of the 3 Central Texas locations have it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van on most services, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back. Go to LeafJohnson.com and pick your location and time. You'll love it at Leaf, Austin, Buda, and Manor.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to another Texas baseball game here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Swung on to the ball, hit well, out toward left, back to the warning track. It is gone. It's gone. It's a walk-off.
The Longhorns play here. Texas baseball is coming your way. Here's Roger Wallace.
From UFCU Dish Falk Field here in Austin, Texas, tonight's ball game, the Texas Longhorns at 4-0 and the Michigan State Spartans at 2-1. Roger Wallace alongside Keith Moreland, Cole Dixon, our producer tonight, as Texas gets set to take on the Spartans. Again, first ever meeting between these two programs. The head coach has just met at home plate. The umpires for tonight's ball game, Eddie Newsom behind the plate, Travis Egert at first, Darren Hyman at second, and Jason Johnson is at third. And Schloss talked about it, Keith. The northern teams, there's always that discussion early on. Just they always feel they're at a disadvantage, obviously, because of their lack of opportunities outside for the most part. Didn't seem to bother them in their first weekend at Louisville.
Yeah, they played quite well, and Louisville is a good baseball team. They're going to be a threat in the ACC, without a doubt. So they did well. They caught the ball, and I love Schloss' explanation. You know, you can hit and you can throw bullpens until you're blue in the face, but the depth perception of a fly ball is a lot different the first time you go out and start doing it. So they like being on the road. They've got to travel the first 3 or 4 weekends because it's really – in East Lansing, I will guarantee you, it's not baseball weather yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little cooler than we expected here, and it's 65 degrees. So 65, it'll dip down into maybe to the high 50s before this ball game is done. Wind is possibly a factor. Right now it's kind of laying down, but it looks like the wind could gust up to about 10 miles an hour.
Force me to spend money at the pro shop.
You showed up a little underdressed today.
I did. Of course, I worked with you on Tuesday night, and that was the best dressed radio announcer of all time, baby. You look good.
I'm back to my comfortable clothes here tonight as we get set for this weekend series. 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and then a noon start on Sunday. Ruger Riojas on the mound. We heard from Schloss, you don't know if it was jitters or there was a good bunt that was they couldn't field, and all of a sudden you look up and the bases are loaded and there's no outs. He only gave up 1 run, so got out of it. But I would imagine that inning was weighing on him a little bit this week.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I mean, he walked the first batter on 4 pitches.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that puts you in a bad scenario right off the bat. And then there was a perfectly placed bunt, but found a way to get out of it and then gave you some depth. And that's what you're looking for is on your Friday night guy is to save bullpen for the rest of the weekend. So you need some depth out of your Friday night starter.
So Riojas comes in with that 1-0 record in 5 innings of work. Last year he was 9-3 with a 5.61 ERA, 62 strikeouts, 21 walks. He pitched 69 innings for the Longhorns as he settled into a starting role. Taking a look at the Texas defense for the Longhorns as we get set for the start of this one. From the outfield, left to right, Ashton Larson in left fielder. Aiden Robbins is the center fielder. In right field, Anthony Pack Jr., the freshman, who has certainly been outstanding early on in his career. Infield, Temo Becerra's at third base, Adrian Rodriguez at short, Ethan Mendoza at second base, Casey Borba at first, and behind the plate is Carson Tinney. We talked a lot about so many of the newcomers, but for Casey Borba having to settle in to first base, how has that transition been in your estimation?
Well, he has been outstanding. I mean, he's made every play he's supposed to make, and it's not that easy of a transition. He's a third baseman, so the fielding part of the ground ball is one thing, but the ability to know where he's going and to pick, he's made some really nice picks in the dirt. And, a great first baseman that can field the ball as an infielder, there's nothing that makes you feel more confident to know, hey, get it in the area, this guy will pick it.
We're ready to go here. Nick Williams will lead it off for the Spartans. Right-handed hitter. He's a 6-foot, 195-pound redshirt senior from Racine, Wisconsin. Wabash Valley College transfer. He stands in for the right side. 3 for 10 against Louisville, a 300 average. They didn't play a midweek game, and Riojas' first pitch is in there for a strike to Williams.
Well, much better than last week. Like I said, he walked 4 pitches to walk the opening batter of the season last week. And his first pitch tonight right down Broadway.
So Williams stands in there, 0-1. Riojas works out of the stretch, and this one is a hot shot off the mound, but right to the second baseman, Mendoza, and he makes the play. 2 pitches, 1 out.
Well, he wasn't fooled. He was right on this. unfortunately, a good defensive alignment by Texas, but the ball hit off the side of the rubber and went right to Mendoza. Didn't even have a bounce off of it. It bounced on the ground and then came to him all the way in the air, and he was able to snag it and get the out.
There's Ryan McKay. McKay, the junior, 5'10", 190 from Clarkston, Michigan, stands in from the left side. 2 for 11 on the season. First pitch, and that one is down low. Hit .319 last year. He led the Spartans last year with that .319 average, 5 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Started all 54 games.
And one of the veteran guys back. Hits from the left side.
1-0 from Riojas. The pitch. This one is popped in the air to left field. This one's shallow and tailing away from the left fielder. And a diving catch is made by Larson. Outstanding catch, and believe it was foul territory. Regardless, a spectacular diving catch for the second out.
Well, the wind pushing this to the side, and he does a nice job of timing his leap to be right out in front of it. And I'm not sure this is going to be a fair or foul ball, but Larson lays out. It would have been fair.
Yep, it sure would have. So 2 down here in the first inning. And Randy Seymour is at the plate. Seymour, the senior from Frankfort, Illinois, 6'4", 195, stands in from the right side. And the first pitch from Riojas is outside the ball. Seymour had an 8th-inning grand slam, or rather an 8th-inning home run last Friday, the difference in their 4-3 opening night win over Louisville. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss.
Right-handed hitter. Dead pull hitters. There's a shift on in the infield by Texas.
Seymour last year hit .268. Spartans were 28-27 last year, 13-17 in the Big Ten. The 1-1. And this one is smashed into left field past the shift. Becerra and Rodriguez, neither could get to it, and a 2-out base runner for the Spartans.
Well, it's a small hole when you have 3 infielders on one side, but that's how hard he hit the baseball. Just through the hole into left field. First breaking ball we've seen, and it sort of stayed up. Did not have the bite to it, stayed up in the middle of the zone.
The cleanup hitter is Parker Pico. 6'1", 220, a junior from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Started his career at Alabama. And did he have a Saturday? Here's the first pitch. And that's in there for a strike. How about a 3-run home run and a grand slam on Saturday?
Yeah,
8 RBIs.
The man's had 2 hits this season. Both have left the ballpark. Yeah, and he's driven in 8 runs.
He had a couple of weeks' worth. 0-1 the count to Pico. And the pitch. That one's down, and Tinney had to kind of smother it. Seymour 0 for 1 on the bases. They attempted 3 steals at Louisville and unsuccessful all 3. Shift is on. Right side is wide open for Pico. Here's the pitch. And that one misses up and away, 2-1.
Couple of breaking balls that Ruger's thrown here in this first inning have stayed up around the belt. They haven't had that bite to them.
Count now 2-1 with the runner at first and 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The stretch from Riojas and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count's even at 2.
That one had some tilt going down that time, so nice job to come back. I don't think you changed anything. I go right back to the same pitch.
Pico hit .261 last year with 8 home runs, 37 runs batted in. The stretch and a throw over to first, pretty close, and he is safe, but Seymour had to dive back. Well, it helps. Seymour's 6'4".
Riojas has a good move, maybe one of the best right-handed moves on the Texas staff.
The stretch. And again, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout for Riojas. And the Spartans are down in the first. They get a 2-out single. And we head to the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless as the Longhorns are coming to bat. Longhorn baseball continues in a moment.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 5-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
Hi, folks. Craig Way here. The year was 1963. The future greatest basketball player of all time by the name of Michael Jordan was born. The Texas Longhorns won their first football national championship under head coach Darrell Royal. An inner space cavern right down the road was discovered while building I-35. Come see all of the amazing history and beauty that Inner Space Caverns has to offer. It's only 20 minutes north from downtown Austin, exit 259 in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns. It's absolutely amazing.
Ruger Riojas gives up a single, but retires to side without any damage in the top of the first. Longhorns come to bat, and they'll face Aiden Donovan. He is a 6'4", 225-pound sophomore from Commerce, Michigan, Orchard Lake St. Mary's High School. And what a great outing he had in his first outing at Louisville last weekend. He went 5 innings, did not be involved in the record. 1.80 earned run average. He went 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 1, struck out 3, surrendered 3. All 3 hits were extra bases. They were all 3 doubles. He did hit a batter, so he has a whip of 1. Opponents only hitting 167 against him. He toes the rubber here against this Longhorn offense that at times has been so physical, and they have scored runs in bunches at times this season already, 4-0 coming into the game.
Well, one thing, they have found themselves down in 3 of the 4 games down first, trailing in ball games. So, like Shaw says, I'd like to see if they could get it going early again tonight as Mendoza, Rodriguez, and Robbins to face Donovan, who made 8 starts and 11 appearances last year for Michigan State. His longest outing was against Western Michigan. He pitched 5 innings and gave up 5 hits and a couple of earned runs. Of course, he went 5 in that opener against Louisville. He did not figure in the decision. So Mendoza to lead it off for the Longhorns, the 5'10", 200-pound junior from Bedford and South Lake Carroll High School, transferred in from Arizona State. Early on, good start. 375 average, 6 for 15 with a couple of home runs. He stands in for the right side, and the first pitch is way up a ball.
They've driven in 7 runs out of the leadoff spot. It's just been a fantastic start for Mendoza. He has been that guy to set the table, but he's also driven in, like I said, 7 runs from the leadoff spot.
1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Third baseman Murphy even with the bag. Jason Oliver at short, Ryan McKay at second, Randy Seymour at first. In the outfield, Nick Williams in left, Kamari Thomas in center, Parker Pico in right. Noah Bright is the catcher. Here's the 1-1, and that is smashed down the first base line, but foul. Just foul of the bag.
Well, folks, this had 100+ miles an hour exit velocity. It was just foul going down the line. In fact, it went over the safety bag, not the white bag. It has to go over the white bag to be in play, but it went off of the safety bag and just foul.
Count 1-2 to Mendoza, and that one he fouls off to stay alive.
Pretty good slider there. Fastball slider change. Uses the change more to left-handed hitters. Big, strong right-hander at 6'2".
And again, the 1-2. Swung on, grounder, knocked down by the pitcher. Donovan picks it up and throws to first. He knocked it down with his glove hand and then was able to recover and get the first out.
I'm not sure he didn't knock this down with his wrist, Roger. Get a chance to see. We get to see a replay if we get to it. He reached out. It did not catch clean in his glove. It may not show it, but he did not shake anything off, but it looked like it might have hit him in the left wrist just above his glove.
Here's Adrian Rodriguez, the sophomore shortstop, 6'2", 200-pounder from Flower Mound, hitting 3:13 to start the season. Stands in from the left side and swung on. Hits it a mile high left side, and the shortstop Oliver's going to give way, and nobody has it. Oliver lost it in the lights, and Williams couldn't come in and make the play, and that's going to be a bloop double for Adrian Rodriguez.
Hustling, did a nice job, and just keep running. And we talked about not being outside, not playing at night, not doing those kind of things. Just a tough time finding the ball. The lights have taken full effect. It's been an overcast day here in Austin, and it's just nobody saw it. Nobody could get to it.
Yeah, Oliver gave the signal. You could tell that he lost it. So Rodriguez will take his third double, and now Aiden Robbins with the Longhorn in scoring position here with one out in the first inning. Robbins stands in for the right side. First pitch is in there for a strike. The Seton Hall transfer hitting .375, 6 of 16. A home run, 5 runs batted in so far. Shift on. Right side is open. Here's the 0-1, and that one skips up there. Nice stop by Bright. Well, I know they practiced last night, Keith, because I was at my day job, and someone said, "Who's playing baseball tonight?" And I said, that's Michigan State working out at the dish.
Trying to get used to it.
1-1 pitch. And that's in there for a strike. Fastball and 1-2 the count.
Well, that's a good location.
The second baseman, McKay, just on the third base side of second. Oliver in the hole. Here's the pitch. High, and count is even at 2. Longhorns trying to strike first in the first. 2-2 the count to Robbins. Rodriguez is at second base. The pitch way outside, and now the count is full with Carson Tinney on deck for Texas. Robbins hit .422 last year at Seton Hall. A throw to second on the first base side and nearly got away from the second baseman, McKay.
I think they're going to call a ball.
Okay, well. So the balk.
He bobbled. He flipped to throw, and the arm was late getting there. That's why it was to the first base side. I don't think he got his foot off of the rubber, and just because of that, there was a little bit of a move right there, like he was going to lift his foot, and it's a balk.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and big strikeout right there for Donovan with that runner at third, and now they're 2 down for Tinney.
This is a nice cutter. This ball had velocity to it, just darted out of the zone, started out away, and slider just nice tight spin, got the strikeout.
Here's Carson Tinney. A couple of home runs on Tuesday night. He's 3 for 9 with 9 walks to start the season. First pitch, and that one misses away.
And the 2 home runs, about 230 miles per hour off the bat when you put them together. Both of them were absolutely misses.
So Rodriguez at third with 2 outs now, and a 1-0 count to Tinney. And that is outside. Carson, 6'4", 240-pound junior from Castle Pines, Colorado, a Notre Dame transfer. 348 last year, one of the top catchers in the country. 2-0 pitch. And they may be trying to avoid Tinney here. That one was well outside as well.
Well, we saw the 3-0 green light earlier in the season to Tinney. See what happens here.
Williams on deck. 3-0. Came in with a fastball, strike 1.
Yeah, just taking all the way right there.
The 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to left field. He got under it, though, and Nick Williams has to come in a hurry and make the catch. His first reaction was to go back and realize that Tenney didn't get it, and so that'll do it for the Longhorns. They get that one-out light-aided double from Adrian Rodriguez, but he is stranded, and we go to the second inning scoreless. Longhorn baseball continues in a moment.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
50 years in the Lone Star State. A one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs wine, spirits, and finer foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shout Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shout Specs, low price, amazing. Here's to you. Shout, cheers to saving.
We go to the second and a 0-0 ball game. Keith Woolen. Roger Wallace, glad you're with us. Second weekend series of the year for the Longhorns here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field, as the Spartans of Michigan State out of the Big Ten are in town. 0-0 as we go to the top of the second.
Yeah, Longhorns will close out this opening to start the season. Then they go to Dyken Park, and they will have 3 games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against Coastal Carolina, Baylor, and Ohio State. Coastal playing in the National Championship Series last year against LSU.
Ohio State off to a good start, 3-0 on the season. Coming in, they are playing as we speak right now.
Catcher Noah Bright will lead it off here in the second inning. Stands in from the right side to face Ruger Riojas. Riojas, the first pitch. And this it is blooped into short right field. Mendoza is able to track it down and make the catch, and there's one down.
Well, college baseball is played with aluminum bats. If we were playing with wood,
splinters,
it would be pieces. Got deep in his kitchen.
Quick out here to start the second. Jason Oliver stands in from the right side for Michigan State. 5'11", 190-pound junior from Almont, Michigan, transferred from Indiana. First pitch. Tried to check, and he did go around, says Travis Egert at first base. It's 0-1. The other thing about this Michigan State roster, it's made up of players from the upper Midwest. Here's the 0-1, and that's in there for a strike. Other than I believe they have one player from Georgia.
One from Georgia is the only one. Yeah, I did see that.
A freshman right-hander, Kyle Rudolph. Everybody else is Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Illinois. Riojas ahead 0-2, and this one's line foul off the screen. Longhorns in the white uniforms with the burnt orange Texas across the front, burnt orange numbers, white cap, burnt orange tee with the burnt orange bill, white pants, and the burnt orange stripe down the pants. Michigan State green jersey tops with gray pants. 0-2 again. This one into right field. Pretty well hit, but Pack going back and makes the catch. And 2 quick outs here in the second inning.
Sometimes as a starting pitcher, when you don't have a real good feel for your breaking ball, you have to go. You have to keep going in the game, and maybe it'll come to you. But he's doing a nice job of pitching with his fastball right now and putting it in good spots. And I really haven't seen a ball squared up to this point.
Here's Dayton Murphy. Murphy saw action in one game, did not have an at-bat. Stands in for the right side and takes a ball. Murphy is a 5'10" sophomore from Crystal Lake, Illinois. That's outside of Chicago. The stretch from Riojas. And the 1-0. That's inside and 2-0.
Good velocity on that heater, though. That 95 miles an hour.
Mentioned the 3 against Louisville. They won 4-3, then 13-4, and then lost on the Sunday game 9-1. That pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1 to Dayton Murphy. Not surprising. They will play a significant number of games away from home to start the season. Riojas, the stretch. And the 2-1 strike call. That one pumped up at 96 miles an hour.
Well, you went to school at a place that was chilly in Bloomington. I played a long time in Chicago. It's cold in the month of February in that part of the world.
Yeah, their first games out of the South will actually be at Nebraska to open up Big Ten play. 2-2 pitch, strike 3 call. Riojas hits the corner at 95, a quick 1-2-3 second, and we head to the bottom of the second inning scoreless. Longhorns and Spartans. Texas baseball continues in a moment.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is KVET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station, and your home for the Horns. Guaranteed human.
Top of the second, Spartans go down. Longhorns come to bat. Boy, it's been exciting to see this young man. He has often not been healthy and was not healthy to start the year because of an injury in bowl practice before the Longhorns took on Michigan on New Year's Eve. And coming to the plate, Longhorn fans are excited to see Jonah Williams as he steps in.
Yeah, the sophomore from Galveston Ball High School, 6'3", 200 pounds, stands in from the left side to lead off this second inning. And the first pitch from Donovan is a ball high. Played in 20 games, started 15 last year, primarily at the back half of the season. Hit .327, no home runs, 10 runs batted in his time. Brings a kind of a football mentality to the diamond. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Keith, the trivia question between innings on the big board was the last Big Ten team they played, and we knew the answer quickly because we were there. It was Illinois in Vegas last year. You talk about a strange weather day. That pitch is outside, 2-1.
Yeah, that would be a understatement.
That was the third game of the 3 games in Las Vegas when the Longhorns swept Washington, Texas Tech, and Illinois, and that was one of the more unusual days. That pitch is in there, a strike, 2-2, with the wind at times. I think it was gusting at times 40, maybe 50 miles an hour.
I know that there was not one person on the field that day that wanted a fly ball in his direction.
2-2 to Williams here, leading off the second. And that is inside a ball, so the count full to Jonah. Donovan, big strikeout to help get out of that jam after the balk that sent Rodriguez to third with 1 out. 3-2 pitch, slammed, foul. And you got to keep your head on the swivel down those lines, and the folks in the left field seats saw a screaming line drive.
Just get out of the way.
Nolan Kane, third base coach, did his part. The associate head coach, coaching at third. to get out of the way. And again, the 3-2. Chop foul, so Williams stays alive. The Director of Player Development, Gary Mosiello, is the first base coach for the Longhorns. And Jonah extending Donovan on this at bat, see if he can find his way on. The 3-2. Low and in, and Jonah Williams has a leadoff walk to start the second inning.
Really nice job of understanding the strike zone. When you haven't had a whole lot of at-bats, that was his first at-bat of the season. Pretty impressed with his ability to recognize balls and strikes.
It was a third consecutive batter that Donovan went 3 balls on, and now Casey Borba stands in from the right side. Borba, the junior from Santa Ana, California, 6'1", 210-pounder. 3 for 15 to start the season, even 200. Williams at first, and that pitch is in there for a strike, tailing away from Borba. Jonas stole 3 bases in 3 attempts last year. Shift is on. Right side is open. 0-1 pitch, up and away, 1-1.
Well, when healthy, Williams is a definite threat to run. I just think coming back here, I think they're going to take it easy. I would think that they're going to not put him in a situation where that throw over there just to make sure. But
yeah, that was kind of an awkward throw to first. Looked like Donovan tried to take something off of it, and it almost got away from Seymour. 1-1 the count to Borba. Williams, the lead, the pitch. Swung on, chop. Slow roller to the shortstop, which is the second baseman, and that's not in time. McKay. Borba able to beat it out. Just a chopper, and once Donovan couldn't get it, it was going to be a really tough play for the second baseman, Ryan McKay, on the shortstop side.
Yeah, Donovan really falls pretty hard to the first base side, so no way to him to gather himself and get back to that chopper, and Borba does a nice job. You know, hitters can smell those base hits. You see it coming, they're going to have a tough time getting me, and does a nice job beating it out.
Yeah, and that's the second hit, and both of them kind of tough luck hits for Donovan. The pop-up double from Rodriguez and the slow roller, and now first and second, no outs for Ashton Larson, who stands in from the left side, and the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Larson, 6'1", 210-pound junior. He's from Overland Park, Kansas, in the Kansas City area. Transferred in from LSU. Good start. 3 for 8, 375 as a Longhorn. The 0-1 squares to Bunton. Has to dive out of the way, and it's 1-1.
That was interesting. Swinging on the first pitch, it took it for a strike, and then squares to bunt on the second one. Defense doesn't know what's happening. They're having to come in on the corners.
1-1 the pitch. The count, throwback to second. Williams didn't have a big lead. That base hit by Borba off the bat at 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, it did not travel very fast. A lot of times that throw to second, folks, is to see if Larson gives away bunt. He did not show anything.
Look back to second and the 1-1. That one gets away, and everybody's going to move up. It skipped right under the glove of Bright, and now the Longhorns have runners at second and third with nobody out here in the second inning.
Yeah, the wild pitch gets the bunt done. Have a couple of opportunities to score without the benefit of a base hit here.
And Larson ahead in the count, 2-1. Williams at third. Borba at second. The pitch. Swung on and smashed to first underneath the glove of Seymour into right field. Williams scores. They're going to hold Borba up at third, and the Longhorns take a 1-0 lead.
Well, I don't think that you were going to be able to score on that if it's caught, but I would call it E. It was hit firmly, no doubt, but I would call it E3, but no official.
Well, they give him a base hit so far.
But Longhorns do find a way to jump out into the lead, take advantage of the walk and the wild pitch.
Yeah, it was a rocket to Seymour and just got right under his glove. And here's Temo Becerra now with first and third and nobody out and a run home. First pitch right back to the box. And now they've got Borba caught up. Donovan runs him down to third. Borba headed to home. Longhorns trying to advance, and they will because the dive by Oliver allowed the two base runners to advance. But Donovan did a nice job of kind of deking Borba.
Yeah, but Borba did a great job, Roger, of allowing the rundown to last long enough to allow all the runners to move up an extra 90 feet. So instead of an out and first and second and one out, it's going to be second and third and one out.
Yeah, Donovan turned like he was going to try to get the double play started at second base and then was able to turn back to third. But you're right, Borba at least stayed in the rundown long enough. Here's Anthony Pack Jr. now, second and third, one out. Texas up 1-0. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Of course, Pack is off to a blistering start to his college career at .538 average, 7 for 13. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Quickly ahead in the count. The out on Borba is 5. That pitch is outside.
1-2-5 or 1-5?
Yeah.
2 never was involved, was he?
Yeah. One and two the count. That one way upstairs, off the glove, but not far enough where the runners can advance. It just kind of popped off of Bright's glove and only went back about 10 feet away from him.
Well, Longhorns have gotten the lead. The other thing is you got Donovan in his second start of the year. You're usually somewhere around 85 pitches. Well, he's going to throw his 38th coming up right here.
So Pack has worked it back to 2-2. Texas trying to get that second run home here at least. The 2-2 swung on and foul. Back to the screen right by Ethan Mendoza in the on-deck circle. Two-two pitch, and that hit him. Hit him on that elbow pad. You could hear it. And so Donovan goes from 0-2 to hitting Pack Jr., and now the bases are loaded as we're back to the top of the order. And that will bring a visit from Mark Van Amede, the longtime pitching coach, whose son is in the starting lineup tonight. We'll see him bat to lead off the third inning.
You know, it's been a weird inning, hasn't it? I mean, you got the leadoff walk. Williams with a good at bat to get that walk, and then the swinging bunt single, and then a ball that should have been played. They called it they have now changed that back to an error, I believe. I should have been E3, and I'm not. The scoreboard total says 2 hits, so I'm assuming they moved that to an error.
Yeah, Larson now not credited with the hit.
Yeah, so E3, then you got the mistake, and then the fielder's choice where they don't get the out in time to keep the runners from advancing. Then you hit a batter when you're ahead in the count as a pitcher. So all this trouble created right here, and now you're back to the top of the order.
Ethan Mendoza with the bases loaded and 1 out and 1 in here in the second inning. And the first pitch, that one's up a ball. Mendoza grounded out to Donovan in the first inning. Larson at third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big off-speed pitch got him. 1-1. Becerra at second and Pack Jr. at first for the Longhorns. A look back to second. And the 1-1. High ball 2. Well, Donovan's fallen behind on a couple of hitters here in the inning. 2-1. Swung on and a fly ball into center field. Thomas has a beat on it. Comes in. Larson tags. The throw's not going to be to the plate to third, and the Longhorns have a 2-0 lead on the sacrifice fly for Ethan Mendoza, his 8th RBI of the season.
Well, a nice job right there by Mendoza. You want to stay in the middle of the diamond. You got the best chance to drive the run in that way, and gets enough of it, deep enough that Larson scores. Well, you'd love to take advantage, and you got a couple here that have been gifts, basically. See if you can really get a big inning here early in this game.
Now Rodriguez will stand in now. He had the double into short left field that Jason Oliver, the shortstop, lost in the lights, and Williams, the left fielder, just couldn't get there in time. First pitch to A-Rod, and that is in there for a strike. And to your point, Keith, as Donovan now is up to 43 pitches.
Yeah, it's he's facing his 11th batter.
The look back to second, and the pitch. This one is fouled at the plate. Had a pretty good hack at that one. But Donovan does get ahead in the count, 0-2. Texas softball team out in Northern California. The DeMarini Invitational, hosted by Stanford, beat number 16 Arizona 12-2 in the first game of the day. Here's the 0-2. That's high ball. And at last check, leading the host Stanford, ranked 10th, 4-1 in the 6th inning. Shortstop Oliver pulled over towards second.
Right, a pretty good hind catcher plays on that team.
That pitch is up and away. So 2-2 to Rodriguez with 2 on, 2 out, and 2 in here in the second for Texas. The pitch. Swung on, a little bloop into center field, and it's just going to hang up long enough for Thomas to make the nice running catch, and that will do it for the Longhorns. But they do get 2 home, and the Longhorns do it on just 1 base hit. There was a Michigan State error as well. So we go to the third. Texas on top of Michigan State, 2-0. Longhorn baseball continues in a moment.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
World's Strongest Man Mark Henry here, and it's another week closer to the grand opening of Round Rock's newest and soon-to-be best sports bar in Austin, Rowdy Cowboy. They have 32 draft beers and craft cocktails and 70 big-screen TVs. Their Texas-sized menu, from everything handmade onion rings to choice steaks, and of course, the hottest Rowdy Cowgirls in Texas. So saddle up and get ready to hit the trail to Rowdy Cowboy for the grand opening March 13th. Doors open at 11 a.m. I-35, north of the 45 loop.
105 feet, 100 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, Borba gets the curtain call, and we're going to have a pinch hitter for Larson. Jaden Duplantier is going to pinch hit as Borba makes it 6-1 Texas. So we'll get Duplantier in there. Gumbo, 6 foot 200-pound senior from Humble, Summer Creek High School. And he's making his 5th appearance. He hasn't made a start. He's 3 for 6 as he takes a strike. 3 for 6 with 3 runs scored and a couple of RBIs. He's made the most of his chances. So get the right-handed bat in against Grunman.
And get Gumbo's defense on the field.
This one is hit pretty well to center field. Thomas going back, but he's under it and makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Longhorns, but not before they get their second consecutive 2-out, 2-run homer. This time it's Casey Borba. And we go to the 6th inning. Texas on top 6-1. Longhorn baseball continues in a moment.
When the headlines aren't enough, go deeper.
All the struggles, all the heartache, all the triumphs, the brokenness. There's goodness at the end of that.
For my fans that have followed me from the beginning, I've shared a lot about my faith, and they know that part about me.
The podcast, If You Can Hear Me, is where culture meets the soul. Real conversations about identity, loss, purpose, peace, faith, and hope. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search If You Can Hear Me, and listen now.
An accident or injury can derail your life in an instant, leaving you struggling to pay for medical bills and daily expenses. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe every Texan deserves justice, no matter their financial situation. That's why we offer our no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. We know how difficult recovering from an accident can be. Let us handle your case while you focus on getting better. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Austin, Texas.
It's a night of twos here at the Dish. The Longhorns scored 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, and lead here 6-1. Scoreboard total's correct. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 miscue for the Spartans of Michigan State. Longhorns 6 runs on 6 hits. 4 of those runs coming on 2-run homers, one by Mendoza, one by Borba, and Ruger Riojas is out for his 6th inning of work. His line to this point, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He's walked a batter, hit a batter, struck out 7. And he has thrown, at this point, 72 pitches in the ballgame. He will face the meat of the order, 3-4-5 due for the Spartans.
The Longhorns have 3 2-run innings in their 5 innings at the plate. Seymour to lead it off for Michigan State here in the 6th, and he takes a big hack and fouls it back to the screen.
Gumbo will stay in the game in left field.
That Borba home run off the bat at 106 miles an hour.
Well, I knew it was over 100.
And it went 405 feet. Here's the 0-1. Strike called at 94 miles an hour, and it's 0-2. Didn't have all those numbers back when you were playing.
They didn't, but my eyes don't lie to me.
Eyes and feel. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Tenney's going to have to complete the play, and he does. And Ruger Riojas with his 8th strikeout. Who would have had the top few exit velocities in your day?
Well, Willie Stargell, it made a sound like you've never heard. Dave Kingman was another one that had this hit. It made a sound. Mike Schmidt, of course. Jack Clark. That's another one. You could hear Jack Clark's bat coming as a catcher. You hear the whoosh started already.
Here's Pico, and he swings and misses. Yeah, I mentioned Steve Garvey. He's got 1 home run I know you'd like to have back.
Let's don't talk about it.
you go.
To add insult to injury, Steve wore 6. I went to San Diego, was wearing 6, and they decided to retire his number in San Diego. So during the middle of the game, I had to take it off and change numbers.
0-2 on the strike. They took the shirt off your
my back. Come on, man.
The Padres, they retired that number, based on a home run, because he didn't play long in San Diego.
No.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. That's a 3-pitch strikeout, and Ruger now with his 9th K, back-to-back 3-pitch strikeouts here in the 6th. He seems to be getting a little stronger.
Yeah, he's just been dynamite tonight. Again, you go back to the hit batter that gave the leadoff hitter in the 3rd inning. He hit the batter. That's the only thing. He scattered just 3 hits, 5 2/3 to this point, struck out 9.
Struck out 10 at Missouri last year, his career high as a Longhorn, and that pitch is fouled off to the screen to Noah Bright, 0-1.
In 2 starts in 10 2/3 innings this season.
That was that 7-inning complete game, part of the doubleheader at Mizzou.
In 10 2/3, he struck out 18 batters this season.
That was a 2-hitter. Here's the 0-1. Just missed, 1-1 to Bright, who is 1 for 2. Popped out to Mendoza in short right field, and he singled with 1 out in the 4th inning. 6-1, Texas with the lead. That pitch is high, and it's 2-1 now. Had 7 strikeouts in a game against Georgia last year in 6 innings. That pitch is a swing and a miss, and count is even at 2. Ruger trying to hit double figures for the 2nd time in his Longhorn career if he can get Bright here. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tenney will finish it. And Riojas finish
8-1. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Texas. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 miscue for the Spartans. I'll let Roger give you the numbers from Riojas, who was fantastic. And Longhorns have gone to the bullpen. And they bring in true freshman Michael Winter. He's the 6'5", 240-pound freshman from Prairie Village, Kansas, Shawnee Mission East High School. For Michael making his 2nd appearance as a Longhorn. No record, no ERA. He's pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs. He's walked 2, struck out 2, surrendered 1 extra base hit, the only hit he surrendered. Opponents are hitting 167, and he comes on here, the big right-hander. But Ruger Riojas, Roger, was outstanding here tonight.
Yeah, Riojas' line, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run it was earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts, tying a career high. He hit a batter. He threw 83 pitches, 61 of them for strikes. So Riojas in line to improve to 2-0 on the season as Winter comes in. Winter pitched 2 innings on Sunday, allowed a hit, struck out 2, walked 2 against UC Davis. And Oliver, the shortstop, will lead it off, and that's a strike at 93 from Winter on his first pitch.
A little bit across his body, pitches from the first base side of the rubber, folks, and sort of throws across his body, makes it difficult on right-handed hitters. Plus, he's got some giddy up.
Misses on that. Fastball at 94. 1-1 the count to Jason Oliver, 0 for 2 tonight. Right-handed hitting shortstop. And that's a foul ball, and Tenney got the worst of that one.
Catchers always do. Not much you can do.
Eddie Newsom will walk out a baseball to Winter to allow Carson to...
A little professional courtesy.
Take a little inventory. And it's a 1-2 count. Winter back on the mound. The wind and the 1-2. Fastball outside. Breaking ball, rather. 2-2. The wind and the 2-2 pitch. That's high and away, and the count is full.
Well, the MO for Winters is he's got good stuff and he's a strike thrower. These first two outings, he's struggled a little bit with his command.
Here's the 3-2, and that's swung on and lined into right field, tailing away from Pack, and that's going to drop in front of the right fielder for a leadoff single.
Well, that ball just died. He got in on him just enough, and instead of staying in the air where Pack could have a chance at it, just falls in front of him for a leadoff base hit.
Second time that Michigan State's had the leadoff man on. Their fourth hit of the ball game, and Dayton Murphy comes to the plate, 0 for 2. First pitch is a fastball away. Becerra about a step in front of the bag at third. Now backs off. Stretch. And the 1-0, and that's lashed foul. Out of play to the right side. It's 1-1 now to Murphy. Sophomore from Crystal Lake, Illinois. One and one the count. Winter the pitch. That's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Running at first, nobody out, and that one check swing. He went around, and that's going to be a strikeout for Winter. There's one down.
Good breaking ball there. Made it look like a strike coming out of his hands in the late break, and he just couldn't check his swing, and Winters gets the strikeout.
Van Amede is the batter. DH for Michigan State, 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the third and scored, and he struck out his second time up. High chopper to short. Rodriguez goes to second just in time. Had to wait on it and did get the lead runner. There's two down.
And Mendoza does the right thing. He knew that there was no chance of a double play, so he gets across the bag and stretches to cut the distance of the throw down and gets the lead out.
Yeah, that's a good point, because he kind of becomes like a first baseman.
Yeah, you got to, if you stay behind the bag, get that runner an extra foot on his slide into second.
Two down now for Thomas. And the first pitch is outside, so Van Amede is at first base. Thomas 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the third and looking in the fifth. 1-0, and he hacks it foul off the screen by the Michigan State on-deck circle. One count from Winter, and this one is lined into left field. That's going to be a base hit, just kind of a looping line drive. And the first hit for Thomas. Second hit in the inning for Michigan State, back to the top of the order.
Caught it off the end of the bat. Was just strong enough to get it over the infield, and Williams will step in.
Nick Williams 0 for 2 with a walk in the fifth inning, with 2 on and 2 out. Pitch, ground ball to the left of Mendoza, knocks it down, picks it up, and makes the play. He was pulled over towards second, had to go back in the hole, makes a nice play. And Winters out of it here in the top of the 7th inning. No runs on a couple of hits for Michigan State. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time at the dish. Longhorns lead Michigan State 8-1. Longhorn baseball continues in a moment.
What's up, Longhorn fans? Enjoying the game should be easy, so don't overthink it. What to wear? Done. Just toss on your lucky jersey. Don't know what to serve your friends? Easy. Pick up some pizza from your go-to place and grab some Bud Light to stock your fridge. See? It's that easy. Just like Bud Light, which is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The world is always changing. Now you can track what's likely to happen and trade on the outcome with Kalshi. From politics and economics to breaking financial news, Kalshi markets show real-time probabilities of what will unfold. And you can make money on what you think will happen. The State of the Union is Tuesday. Will new policies be announced? What will Trump say? Who shows up? Trade outcomes live on Kalshi. Available in all 50 states. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code IHEART to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Seventh inning stretch time here at the dish. Longhorns cruising here 8-1. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Texas. It's been a night of deuces. 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th. For Michigan State, 1 run on 5 hits. They've committed 1 miscue in the game. 3 pitchers in the game. Kyle Rudolph comes back out for his first full inning work. He came on in relief in that 6th inning, and he'll face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Longhorns here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, who's going to home run? 3 consecutive innings where Texas has hit one, including the guy that will lead it off. Casey Borba's had a good night. 2 for 3. 2-run homer. And Borba steps in against Rudolph with the shift on. First pitch is a strike on a big off-speed pitch. Borba has worked his way back up to 278.
Yeah, early in the season, a 2-hit night will do it for you, won't it?
Yeah, it's a 1 pitch swing and miss, got fooled there. Yeah, 78-point jump tonight. Of course, the flip side, they can drop in a hurry.
He can go in a hurry too. Yes, he can. So you get to that 50 at bat mark, and then it starts to slow down a little bit.
0-2 pitch is down. That's closer to you are what your average says you are.
Yeah, I mean, 50 at bats. You know, you can have a hot next 50. Mm-hmm. There's no question, but
there's the 1-2. Swung on and chopped foul past third.
Put it this way, you'd rather be over 300 the first 50, and that gives you a good basis start.
Right. Borba hit the number he's on right now last year, 278 for the season. 1-2 the count to Casey Borba. The pitch. That's way upstairs. 2-2. Duplantiers on deck, came in for Larson back in the 5th inning and then stayed in the ball game in the left field. We talked about Duplantier coming in for defense. Larson made an outstanding catch in the 1st inning. 2-2 pitch, and that one is pulled way, way foul.
Casey can hit some balls hard foul.
Rudolph says, I've seen this movie before with Carson Tinney.
Yeah.
Before walking him. Two again. And that one is pop foul. Right side this time. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming now. Oh, the one thing, Keith, it stayed right around 61 degrees, so fairly pleasant. I mean, it's mid-February, but we thought it might be a little warmer today.
Let's see what that day game is like tomorrow with that breeze.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch, and Borba couldn't hold up. He strikes out swinging. They appeal to first. He went around, so Borba down on strikes for the first out here in the seventh.
Well, back-to-back strikeouts for the true freshman from Peachtree City, Georgia.
You wonder, there's really not much written about him on the bio, but you wonder if there's some sort of connection when he is the only player from the southern part of the U.S. to play at Michigan State. Here's a ball to Duplantier.
He's got a good arm. I mean,
yeah.
He's 88 to 91. A little breaking ball to go with it.
Here's the 1-0. That pitch is up on Duplantier. Becerra on deck here in the seventh inning. I see another pitcher here for Texas in the eighth. Hamilton's been warming up. Hudson Hamilton. That pitch is swung on and missed. It's 1-2, or 2-2 rather. Pardon me, 2-1. One out, nobody on. Bottom seven, Texas up 8-1 on Michigan State. The pitch swung on and hit pretty well to center field. Thomas going back into the right center field gap, and he'll run it down just in front of the track. And they're two down.
Duplantier has hit two balls pretty well tonight, just the wrong part of the ballpark.
That's the graveyard part.
Yeah, that's a big part of the yard there.
Here's Becerra. He hit one.
He's hit two balls as hard as you could hit. He got nothing to show for it.
Nothing. 0 for 3. That fly ball out in the fourth inning went right up against the 370 sign in front of the Yeti yard and left. And Nick Williams made a nice catch, had to leave his feet to take away extra bases. And that pitch is a ball to Becerra. The 1-0 pitch coming, and that one is yanked foul. That one was hung up there. He was on that Stanford team that ended Texas' season a few years ago in heartbreak fashion out in Palo Alto in the Super Regional.
No doubt.
As gut-wrenching a way to lose as I've witnessed. Fly ball just lost in the lights for a walk-off Game 3 Super Regional to Omaha win. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. One and two the count with 2 outs and nobody on. Longhorns have not gone in order tonight. And they've had 2 outs and nobody on twice and hit 2-run homers. So Mendoza did it. Pitches outside. And Borba did it. Pax on deck. He homered in the last inning. Two and two the count. 8-1. Texas with the lead. Fouled off. As Becerra just hanging in there.
Yeah, that ball was riding in on him hard. Able just to fight it off enough to keep the at-bat alive.
The stretch now. And the 2-2. Ground ball to short. Oliver scoops it up. on to first, and for the first time, the Longhorns go in order. So we're through 7 here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Texas leading Michigan State 8-1. Longhorn baseball continues in a moment.
Introducing True Earnings Checking from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Earnings that are almost too good to be true. Earn 5% APY on balances up to $15,000. It's simple. Just deposit at least $1,500 in new money and make 15 debit card transactions each month. No minimum balance, no monthly fees. Even if you miss the requirements. Open your account online or at any of our 24 Austin area locations. Visit atfcu.org to learn more. Rates subject to change without notice. Federally insured by NCUA.
I'm here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law, Austin's largest veteran-owned personal injury law firm.
Hey, Craig, you're the best, but I got to tell you, you talk a lot.
Well, you know, it's kind of my job.
That's right. And when you do one thing for as long as you have, you get pretty good at it.
Now I feel like you're calling me old.
Just experienced.
Yeah, just like the team at DJC Law. They have over 200 years combined experience and 500 trials.
Don't forget, a 99% win rate.
That's a winning team. If you've been injured, call DJC Law 512-888-9999 and get your justice. TeamJustice.com.
Principal Office, Austin, Texas.
This is KVET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station, and your home for the Horns. Guaranteed human.
2-1 pitch. Strike called. Fastball. Evens the count at 2-2. Runner at first with nobody out. Texas up 8-1. Here's the 2-2, and that is strike 3 called. Got him on the inside corner. Oliver flinched. Didn't like that. Strike 3 call from Eddie Newsom. There's one down. So Wall gets a strikeout in his debut as well. Dayton Murphy, 0 for 3, a couple of strikeout. And he stands in from the right side. The pitch, chopped and then off of the face mask of Tinney. And shot in the air. Again, home plate ump Eddie Newsom will walk the ball out there and give Carson a little extra time. 1-0 0-1 rather the count. The 0-1 swung on, hit in the air to right field. Pack in his tracks. Now he will move in and make the catch for the second out. Michigan State down to their final out here in the 9th inning. It is Cole Vandermeed, the designated hitter. And he is 0 for 2 and scored the only run of the ball game after he was hit to lead off the 3rd inning. So Wall's trying to close it out here. First pitch is inside. Runner at first with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. And that pitch is outside, 2-0 to Vandermeed. The stretch from Brody Walls, and the runner's off, not being held, and that's a ball, 3-0. So now Walls behind in the count, 3-0. With the runner at second, stays out of the force out, does Bright. And the 3-0 is a strike called. Well, they do award Bright a stolen base. Tinney had no interest in throwing down. So their first steal of the season. 3-1. Fouled off, and count is full, and Michigan State down to their final strike. Walls trying to close it out. Fans on their feet here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. If they can bring it home for the freshman. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a foul tip. Tenney couldn't hang on, and they'll do it again. With 2 outs. Brody Walls making his collegiate debut and trying to record the final out of a win for the Longhorns. The 3-2. Strike 3 called, got him in the inside corner. 2 strikeouts for Walls. And the Longhorns get the victory. 8-1 the final score. Texas improves to 5-0 on the season. And they take game 1 of this 3-game series. Their first ever meeting against Michigan State. And they are a winner. Post-game show is coming up from the Dish. Longhorns win it over the Spartans 8-1. Texas baseball continues in a moment.
Hey, Sarah. Heard about your car accident. You okay?
Well, let's see. My car's toast, my neck's a pretzel, and the insurance guy ghosted me faster than my ex. So, peachy.
Remind me why you haven't called Thomas J. Henry Law yet.
Calling an attorney is weird to me.
Yeah, you should totally trust insurance, who profits from underpaying you.
I'm picking up on your sarcasm.
You need to pick up the phone and dial Thomas J. Henry Law.
Car accident? Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office, San Antonio.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our locations and check out our tractor package deals, including a 4-wheel drive tractor with hydrostatic transmission. We're offering 0 down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota.
Now through February 28th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Eyes of Texas here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Longhorns win it 8-1 the final score to take game 1 of this series against Michigan State. Keith Moreland down on the field with the head coach.
Skipper, when you look at this ball game, for me, the jumps off the page are what the pitchers from start to bottom. I thought they attacked the strike zone. Ruger was outstanding, and then we got to see 2 young guys make a debut.
Yeah, I thought that Ruger did a great job against a club that came in here playing with a lot of confidence. We put together good at-bats against a good pitcher. I thought Pack's at-bat to extend the inning was massive part of the Mendoza hit the homer, and then Jonah had the same kind of at-bat to extend the inning to get to Borba's home run. So good team offense, and then you saw how, Winter, Crossland, and Walls, those are 3 pretty good ones, to 3 freshmen that are going to be really good pitchers for a long time.
Yeah, I know you've wanted to get them in the game.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to see that. I know you have some more guys we're going to see as well.
Yeah, it was exciting to get them in the game. And they both, Crossland, Winter's always been a strike thrower, but Crossland and Walls have come so far in terms of just not having just high-end stuff, but the ability to throw a ton of strikes.
And then Anthony Pack keeps getting better every day. I think every at-bat he's had in the last 10 or 15 have been outstanding.
Yeah, they've been awesome. Even even his last at-bat, stayed on, hit a line drive to third base, but his first college homer comes off a left-handed pitcher. When he came in here, he wasn't hitting the ball very hard, but he's done a great job, him and Tulo and our strength coach. He's done a really good job of developing himself.
Congratulations. Get after tomorrow.
Right, see you tomorrow.
Roger, back to you.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate the time from the head coach. Longhorns win it 8-1 the final score. A lot of guys stepping up, playing big roles in this one as Texas improves to 5-0 on this homestand that will stretch over 8 games, wrapping up on Tuesday night. We'll come back. We'll have some of the highlights in tonight's ball game and catch up on the scoreboard from around college baseball on this second Friday night of the regular season. Longhorns win at 8-1. Longhorn baseball continues in a moment.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Craig here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law. Injuries can occur anywhere, not only on the field. So if you've been injured by someone